Hi everybody, it's Adelaide. Welcome back to my channel. And today we are looking at the Disney and Pixar's Brave 10th anniversary Merida doll. This is the second Disney limited edition doll I ever bought, and so she has a very special place in my heart. This is the Shop Disney version. They also released a D23 exclusive version, but that was before I understood the differences between a Shop Disney version and a D23 version. However, I think even though she is the Shop Disney version, I think she is still an awesome doll in her own right, and I can't wait to show off all the reasons I love her so much. So we're going to start by looking at the box, then we'll take a closer look at her, and then I will end with my final thoughts. So let's go. Alright y'all, so this is her box. It's one of the more heavy-duty kinds of boxes that we see for a lot of the dolls that get D23 variants, and it has the flaps in the front. It's an emerald green color, and it has golden foiled Celtic knots and Brave and Merida on the front with some gemstone accents. The details also continue all the way around to the back. And on top, on the plastic, it says Brave in gold foiling. The windows are held closed with magnets, so it's kind of hard to keep them open, which is frustrating for a lot of people. Understandably, I don't know how y'all keep them open. Anyway, so the background is a forest scene, and Merida actually does look really good in this box if you choose to keep her in the box. So don't worry, she does look great. And then here's the certificate of authenticity, back when they were calling it that. I got number 1126 out of 4,900. And then that's just the other side. It looks the same, but in French. And the window has this little pocket to keep it safe. And last but not least, on the side here, they have an emblem that says Brave 10 and has Merida. So speaking of, let's move on to Merida. Okay, here's Merida. So let's start with her face sculpt. Is this an accurate face sculpt? No, but I actually like it better than how she looks in the movie, so I'm not going to complain about it. She has very pretty two-toned green eyes with silver eyeshadow, coral blush and lipstick, and freckles. I'm so glad they included her freckles, not just on her cheeks, but they included it on her chest and her neck as well. Wonderful. But my favorite part is the hair. If they were going to get anything right on Merida, it absolutely had to be the hair, and they nailed it. Perfect color, perfectly coiled. They even have different sizes of coils to frame her face. And they styled it too. See, she's got some braids on both sides. And when you turn her around, the braids actually come to a bun in the back. And they continue down, and they have these clasps that can't tell if they're metal or plastic, but they might be metal. But they are gold, and they have engravings on them, and both of the braids have them. So let's go on to her dress. So the dress is mostly this emerald green velvet material, but the bodice does open up, and it has a mustard color kind of chiffon layer with faux leather straps to give it a corset look. There is a faux leather collar as well, and gold piping along the edges. And she's also got a little delicate bit of gold embroidery with matching rhinestones on the sides. Very pretty. Her sleeves have a puff, and then they are strapped down with a faux leather strap. And then these panels come down off the sleeves, and these are actually raw silk. They're not the velvet. And then her sleeves are the same sheer mustard colored fabric that's on her bodice. But then she's got accessories. She's got her bow. What would Merida be without her bow? Let's be real. So the bow itself is plastic, has a bunch of engravings on it, and it's got some details at the bottom. Her hair kind of hides them, though. I'll do my best. Let's see. Yeah. So little details like that. And then she has a quiver as well. The quiver is attached to her hip with a plastic cord that looks woven like leather. The quiver is also plastic with gold details. And then she's got 3 arrows, and one of them is actually rubber banded to her hand. And then we come to another incredible part. Look at this skirt. So this is fabric. This brown part is fabric. And then there's various shades of gold embroidery and gemstone work. You can see different animals, including the bear. And I love that even though you don't see this color anywhere else in the doll, they gave them blue rhinestones for the eyes. Beautiful. Absolutely stunning. And it goes all the way around. And for those of you who are new to collecting, that's actually a really big deal because they don't do that as often anymore. So, you know, we miss the good old days. And then last but not least, she has her own shoe molds. She's got these shoes that are meant to look, I guess, like wrapped animal hide. They're up around her feet. Alright, so that's all the details. Let's go over final thoughts. Like I said at the beginning, I think she's very underrated. She has a lot of beautiful details, which might be surprising given that Merida is not a glamorous girl herself, and that's totally awesome. We love her for that. But they still put enough detail in this doll to give it some pizzazz without making it overbearing. To me, this outfit still says Merida. Her hair, the way it is styled, still says Merida. This seems like maybe a little bit more of a grown-up version of Merida, but still very true to who she is as a character. And all of the details, in my opinion, really show that. So if you like Brave and you maybe don't like the D23 version for whatever reason, I do think you should get her because she is very, very sweet and very well made. And even if you aren't a Brave fan, I still think you ought to consider it. Alright, y'all. Well, that's going to do it for me today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And let me know what you think of Merida. Do you like her? Do you think she's pretty? Do you think she's boring? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like I said, I am always going to have a special place in my heart for this doll since she was my second one. But I do want to know y'all's opinions on her, so please let me know. And thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.